Welcome to this module session of how to do a case study. I am Professor Kuldeep Bhatia from the Department of Architecture, MIT Aurangabad. What is the importance of a case study? Case study in architecture are not only about the study of the final resultant but also study of the methods and approach involved in solving certain problems specific to the building or campus. These could be related to the local weather. Limitation could be there with respect to the site, location, approach, size, shape, or topography and others. Why do we need to do case studies? The problems that you are yet to solve or face may have already been solved or attempted by somebody in the past. Case study involves an in-depth investigation of the approach towards solving these problems. It is not the study of the final product, it is also the study of approach towards solving certain problems. What are the things required to do a case study? A camera, sketching and drawing material, measuring tape, drawing of building that you are going to study, a voice recorder in case you are going to interview the architect, and the clothing suitable for the local weather when you visit a site which is other than your place. The aspects that need to be covered in a case study are broadly listed below. These 13 parameters will be discussed individually in the subsequent slides. The first parameter or aspect is the site. You have to first define where the site is located geographically. What is the topography of the site? Whether the site is contoured or it is a leveled site. The access or approach to the site from the main road has to be clearly defined. What is the shape of the site? Whether the site is a square, a rectangle, an irregular hexagon, pentagon, or of an irregular shape. The second parameter while you study the project is the approach to the site and the building and the surrounding activities that take place around the site. In case this is your site, you need to tell from where the main entry to the site takes place from the road and which is the entry to the building from the internal road. Once you have demarcated the site, you also need to define the ancillary activities that are taking place around the case study site. They may be commercial, residential, institutional or recreational. Also the main roads that are in the vicinity of the site. The third parameter that you need to study is the climate. The macroclimate, which defines the climate of the region where the site is located. It could be hot and dry, moderate, cold and cloudy, etc. And the microclimate, which is the climate on the site level. This microclimate is affected by the presence of water bodies, vegetations, shading by surrounding buildings, etc. Also, the wind direction on the site and the sun path. The next parameter is zoning. First, you have to do the site zoning. On the site, you have to demarcate the different zones. For example, academic zone, administrative zone, residential zone, etc. using different colors. Also, you have to make a pie chart wherein you have to define the built-up area, the parking, landscaping, circulation, and space taken for future expansion. Similarly, zoning needs to be done on a building level. Within the building, you have to demarcate the classrooms, the corridors, the labs, the administrative areas, etc. And a similar pie chart needs to be done for the same. Circulation movement pattern has to be defined for both vehicles and pedestrians. Within the site, you have to use different colors to mark the circulation by the vehicles and circulation by the pedestrians. The sixth parameter is listing of the various activities that take place on the site. These could be the building structures, the open spaces, the gardens, etc. Thereafter, you have to take up one zone or one activity on the site and detail it out by giving the plans of the individual activities or buildings with photographs of the same. The next parameter is articulation of space and form. The site that you have taken, the campus may be a homogeneous type, a heterogeneous type. You have to identify the type of the campus. Thereafter, you should be able to tell the evolution of form that took place for the formation of that building. Orientation of the buildings on the site with respect to climate, function, view, access, or any other parameter. The next parameter is user details. You have to identify the demographic of the active users and passive users. For example, for a school, the active users would be the children, the students coming to the school, and the teachers. And the passive users could be the parents or the visitors who visit the school campus. You also need to interact with the users and get their feedback in case of a live case study. Identify the structure and the material used for making the buildings on the site. Also, the technologies involved in the construction. What type of construction has been done, whether it is an RCC structure, whether it is a load-bearing structure, the type of roof, flooring, wall, doors and windows. All the parameters need to be clearly defined. The landscaping on the site is also an important parameter because it creates the microclimate. Whatever landscaping has been done on the case study site, you have to demarcate that on the sheet. You have to identify the elements used in landscaping, and you have to classify the soft and the hard landscaping. The services form a very important part of any case study. You have to identify the services, be it water supply, plumbing, lighting, HVAC, etc., and mark them on the photographs as well as on the plan of the case study project. After seeing all these parameters, you are required to collect the information on the selected literature case study project on all the above parameters. This case study was already selected in the previous class. Thank you.